What's effortless versus unified versus SoftMotion versus timeless versus EasyLift versus not? I got you. Wearing the first rendition versus now, it is quite a noticeable difference. I gravitate to this top time and time again, despite my grievances with it. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tracy. I am so happy that you are here. Today's video is going to be another Oner Active try-on haul for an absolutely massive collection. It's called Set the Tone, and it's definitely setting the tone for the summer because these colors are so pretty. They should look pretty familiar because this collection is full of existing colors, either launching in newer pieces or restocking in some of your fan favorites. And I'm just so happy that they're constantly listening to you guys' feedback and restocking pieces that have flown off the shelves really quickly before, i.e. Miss Racing Green. We have so much to talk about, so many updates and little things that I'm catching here and there, as well as color and fabric comparisons, of course. So with that being said, Set the Tone launches on May 27th, which is Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Tuesday, May 27th is also a very special day because it just so happens to be Nala's 6th birthday. I get sad every single time thinking that she's gonna get older than this, but another birthday. And we gotta celebrate properly, guys. So I have a support link and a code. If you shop via my link and input my code at checkout, it helps support Nala, it helps me feed her, it helps me celebrate her birthday. So if you would like to celebrate Nala's birthday with me, I would so appreciate it if you shopped via my link and my code on launch day. But without further ado, we have so much to talk about, you guys. So let's get right into it. To kick off launch details, first and foremost, we have to talk about the colors that are coming out. There are 4 colors in this capsule. First of all being Miss Velvet Pink. The last time we saw her, I think, was in Unified. Like, it has been so long since we've seen Velvet Pink, and it's such a beautiful pink. I'm really happy that she's coming back, and I feel like it goes so well with other colors like Glaucous Blue as well. I'll put fabric comparisons and color comparisons up here for you guys to see. But moving on to said color, Glaucous Blue. We saw this during 12 Days of Gains, and she is coming back better than ever. And not only a restock, but also newer silhouettes. I'll post the color and fabric comparisons up here for you to see. If Barbie were to wear blue, I feel like it'd be Glaucous. It's giving expensive, and I love to see it. Next up, of course, we cannot skip over Racing Green. We first saw this in Lifting Champs last September, I believe it was. And I mean, y'all already know Miss Racing Green. Y'all have been hounding Oner to bring her back ever since she sold out with the quickness, and she's come back multiple times now. So I'm really happy to say that she's coming back, restocking, and launching in pieces like SoftMotion, EasyLift, etc. And last but not least, we have Warm Sand coming out. Honestly, I do not remember the last time that Warm Sand came out other than the Raw Lounge like silent drop. Warm Sand was like a birthday collection color. I think it was like the 2nd birthday collection or something like that. It was my first time buying Oner, and I think that was the same launch that they had slate blue and copper as well. And so the Effortless that I have hanging up there is literally from like 3 years ago, which is just so crazy to say. But yes, Warm Sand is coming back. So now that we have all the colors out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the product families that are coming out in this capsule. I'm constantly getting questions about what's effortless versus unified versus SoftMotion versus timeless versus EasyLift versus not. I got you. There's a lot launching in this collection. If you are a die-hard Oner fan and you already know all of this information, feel free to skip to this timestamp right down here while I'll break down all of the products that are coming out in this capsule. But otherwise, stay here because I have a little bit of knowledge on the product families. As Oner Active's product feedback advisor, I'm required to know this information anyway, but I do love what I do. Starting off with Oner's bread and butter, the Effortless collection. This is going to be a knit seamless fabric that is very soft and stretchy. The waistband is going to be a high compression double tiered waistband that is ribbed, meaning that the top portion of the ribbing is going to snatch you up at your waist, whereas the bottom portion of the ribbing is going to be a little bit less compressive, so that way it really gives you that hourglass shape. The body of the legging is typically a lower compression. It's very much naked feeling. It has a scrunch bum as well as contour detailing on the sides to just really like flatter your shape. If you're a first time buyer and are looking for a solid performance legging or just a seamless legging as a whole, definitely go with Effortless. Next up in terms of performance fabrics, we have Unified. So Unified is best described as a matte performance fabric. It is super slick, super slippery, but it is a matte fabric. It's not gonna be like your shiny spandex that is just not it. It is definitely sweat wicking. If you're running, if you're doing calisthenics, any sort of high intensity training, I would say that Unified is your best bet. It is very compressive. The waistband is triple lined. So not only is the waistband folded over on itself, meaning that it's double lined, there's also a mesh inner lining as well to just really like snatch you up. So in terms of compressiveness with Effortless and Unified, I would say that they're pretty comparable. However, Unified is gonna be pretty much a medium to high compression throughout, whereas Effortless is going to be a high compression in the waist, low compression in the body. So speaking of, the body of the Unified leggings on the inside is actually a little bit brushed, so it holds up, it doesn't slide down, whereas the outside, once again, is going to be your slick, slippery matte performance fabric. Last but not least, we have SoftMotion. So whatever I just told you about Unified and Effortless, just throw it out the window whenever it comes to SoftMotion, because it is completely different and on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. So we have a lot of performance fabrics that are functional for the gym. However, SoftMotion is truly your everyday legging. You could wear it to the gym if you want to, but that is solely going to be a preference thing. SoftMotion is going to be a very naked feeling, low compression, I would even argue zero compression brushed fabric. It is a lot thinner than Unified and Effortless is, and it really is just meant to take you through your day-to-day as well as low impact activities. It's not gonna be your super fuzzy brushed fabric at all. I would actually argue that it's very lightly brushed, but it's super soft, also runs matte, and extremely stretchy as well. I still wear SoftMotion to the gym anyway because I love me a naked feeling brushed legging. However, if once again you're doing a lot more high intensity training or running, etc., then you would probably be better off with the leggings that I mentioned earlier. Now, all three of those product families are going to have bras and tops that accompany them. However, one of the product families that do not have bottoms to accompany them is going to be EasyLift. So EasyLift is fairly new to Oner Active in terms of product families and whatnot. We primarily have only bras in the EasyLift fabric, but hopefully more to come because I love me some EasyLift. This is their first introduction at an eco-friendly, sustainable line. So majority of the fabric is made of a recycled polyester. It is a little bit more brushed to the touch, very similar to SoftMotion, but overall super, super comfortable. And I mean, I have no complaints about EasyLift. I think it's a phenomenal fabric and very functional for the gym as well. I wouldn't say that it is the most sweat proof. However, it is very sweat wicking. And finally, in terms of larger product lines that are also primarily in this collection, we have Mellow Soft as well as Go To Seamless. Mellow Soft, it's made of a modal blend and it is super, super stretchy. The way that I describe Mellow Soft is that it is a pretty body molding fabric. There's no compression whatsoever. It is extremely, extremely thin. It is not sweat wicking, nor is it sweat proof. I feel like a lot of us like to wear it anyway, just because it is so lightweight and so breathable. Although it's not built for the gym, it's definitely built for more like athleisure outside of the gym. People wear it to the gym anyway. It is not known to be the most opaque fabric. It's definitely on the more sheer side, but of course, certain colors and the size that you pick affect the opacity. And last but not least, on the other end with Go To Seamless, basically what happened was that with Mellow Soft, we were like, look, we love Mellow Soft. We want to wear it to the gym. However, it's going to show everything. How do we alleviate that? In comes Go To Seamless. I love me some Go To Seamless. It is my preferred fabric for tops and whatnot, pump covers, things like that for the gym. We have two versions. There is a fitted version as well as a loose version, which I do have up here, both made with either 100% nylon or a nylon blend, but think Mellow Soft, body molding, figure hugging fabric, but more sweat wicking. Typically more powdery to the touch, very stretchy. I would argue that it has the same amount of stretch, like you could easily size down in these tops and you would be completely fine. They typically are also more opaque than Mellow Soft is. As opposed to Mellow Soft, they're actually built for the gym. So you can sweat in it, you can train in it, and it'll hold up super well. It's also very thin. However, once again, it still runs more opaque just because of the fabric composition of it. It also has a bunch of like mesh detailing and whatnot just for more breathability too. So again, definitely built for the gym. But in regards to all the pieces and all the product families that are launching in this collection, there's your little overview. I was gonna say a brief overview. That was not a brief overview. But if you guys have any more questions about these fabrics, then please let me know. Hopefully something like this helps for those of you guys who are a little bit newer to Oner and aren't really familiar with what to get for what style of training that you typically do. So with that being said, let's finally get into the products that are launching in this collection. Now, this part's a little bit tricky because there are a couple of product families that are not launching in the US because of something called tariffs. because of our president. So let's actually start with pieces that aren't launching in the US. That's going to be your unified pieces, mellow soft pieces, as well as fitted go-to seamless pieces. Pieces that are launching in unified for the rest of the world. We have the unified micro bandeau bralette, unified scoop back all-in-one, the short version as well as the long version. Next up we have mellow soft pieces, so the short sleeve, mid and full length tops, as well as the full length short sleeve and long sleeve tops. And last but not least, for go-to seamless, the fitted short sleeve and fitted long sleeve are not going to be launching in the US, but they're launching for the rest of the world. What is launching in the US and just everywhere? Starting off, we have SoftMotion. Thank the Lord, SoftMotion is still coming out in the US. For tops, we have the SoftMotion bralette, the SoftMotion strappy mid vest, which is what I'm wearing right now, as well as the full length strappy mid vest. We also have the SoftMotion jacket coming out. As for bottoms, we have the SoftMotion 6-inch shorts, 8-inch shorts, the flares, as well as the straight legs. Next up, we have EasyLift pieces, and so we have the EasyLift halter bralette, as well as the EasyLift high neck bralette. For Effortless, we have the Effortless shorts and the Effortless leggings launching / restocking. And then for t-shirts, we have the classic lightweight tees, the classic lightweight long sleeve tees, the cotton icon baby tees, as well as the go-to seamless loose short sleeve and long sleeve tops. Again, a very large launch, so I will try to condense this information as quickly as I can in my actual review because none of these pieces are new. They've all launched before, so I've definitely reviewed all of them before. What I typically do is put timestamps down in the description for every single product that I review, as well as my size that I picked. So if there's a specific piece that you're looking for, definitely just skip to that timestamp if you don't feel like watching the entire video, if you're already familiar with these pieces and whatnot. But otherwise, if there is a piece that I talk about that I've already reviewed in detail in another video, I'll go ahead and put the video somewhere up here and I'll link it for you guys so you can watch that full detailed review. Other than that, measurements somewhere up here on the screen for you to see, as well as my Oner Active sizing, both of which are down in the description. If you do choose to support me on launch day, once again, shopping via my support link is the best way to support me, and then popping in code Tracy at checkout will save you 5% off on your entire cart. So let's get into the actual review. First and foremost, I have the SoftMotion bralette in velvet pink, size small. We first saw this come out in the initial launch, and since then it has re-released in true blue, white, black, as well as ash gray. However, I feel like there have definitely been changes to this bra. I'll put graphics up here for you guys to see, but it looks like the straps have been lengthened a little bit. A huge piece of feedback that you guys had was that the straps were way too tight and that you were getting a lot of digging in your traps, a lot of discomfort, things like that. But it looks like they lengthened it because it's like a solid inch of like additional length added to this, and it's so comfortable now. Like I honestly need this in all the colors, knowing that it's fitting like this. I also feel like the bust area is lengthened a little bit as well, so I'm getting more side coverage, but also it's just so much more comfortable. The first rendition of this, the side seams were kind of like digging in a little bit because it was just like really tight. I personally didn't find it to be too tight at all, but wearing the first rendition versus now, it is quite a noticeable difference. So if you have the original SoftMotion bralettes that first launched last September, whenever SoftMotion just came out, I feel like you might like these a little bit more. Aside from that, as we can see, this is very much a minimal bra. We definitely have more minimal bras here at Oner, but comparatively, definitely lower coverage, has a soft V-neck and thin straps that go all the way up to the top and then come in the back into a racer back moment. As we can see here, there's also no underband or anything like that. This is one of those bras that are, again, really similar to the EasyLift high neck bra in the sense that the front is rather flat and then the fabric is tucked underneath and then sewn together. So it looks very clean, and that's the whole point of SoftMotion, honestly. It's supposed to be a more stripped back, elegant silhouette. I definitely think that this has achieved that, and typically in sports bras like this, where it has no dedicated underband, I'm riding up. Like you see under boob and everything, but in this, I don't have any riding up at all. Also comes with removable cup pads, and then there is a seam once again down the middle on the inside to separate the cups. Side boob coverage wise, once again, because of the updates, I feel like I'm getting some good side boob coverage. There's nothing like excessive hanging out. In regards to the lats, there is a little bit of bulging, but I don't feel like it's digging in. I just think that's my little lat fat, but I don't think that it's digging in at all. It's honestly just laying there. So I'm really happy about that. And then last but not least, you have Oner embroidered in the middle right there. I think now I would definitely say leaning more true to size for sure, but if you're in between, still go ahead and size up. It's going to be a low compression, low support, and I feel like if you were to size down, you would lose out even more on the coverage and things like that are already kind of lacking to begin with. But I really like this bra. Super, super comfortable. Alrighty, I have the EasyLift high neck sports bra. I'm wearing a size small in racing green. I also have it in Glaucous blue to show you guys, also in a size small. I'm not gonna talk about this bra too much because I've already reviewed it like multiple times at this point, but it's going to be your high neck bra of this collection. Love this bra. I'm constantly wearing it to go running. It has, as you can see, a high neck and comes down pretty low on the sides. I don't get any side boob in my true size small. However, it does lack the support. So if I'm wanting a higher support, and I point back there because my extra small is back there, but if I'm wanting something to keep me a little bit more held in and give me a little bit more of that compression, I would go ahead and size down. However, this still works for me. I don't have like the largest chest, so I find that even though this is a low to moderate compression, it doesn't hurt me whenever I'm running. It's not super uncomfortable whenever my chest is bouncing around or anything like that. So again, low sides. However, my true size is perfect in terms of coverage. It does come with removable cup pads, and as we can see right here, there is stitching along the inside to separate the cups, so that way they're not going back and forth and whatnot, which I really like that attention to detail, because one thing that I hate in bras like this where it looks a little bit more flat is when the cup pads not only slide but kind of like leave marks and whatnot as well, so it doesn't look as flat as it is right now. The bottom right here, there is an elasticated bottom band. You can't really see it here because once again, it's a completely flat silhouette up front, but the fabric is folded underneath and then sewn right there. So even though you can't see the bottom band, there still is going to be one, and there's no writing up or anything, no under boob at all for me. Aside from that, white silicone logo up here on the upper left-hand side. And then as we turn to the back, we have a couple of crisscross straps and then an open back design. Very, very stretchy. There's no digging in at all. And I find that this does not dig into my traps, my lats, anything. I love this bra, you guys. I needed it in multiple colors because I'm constantly running. I'm in my running girl era, and this is one of the bras that I definitely gravitate to because it's still breathable while holding me in. If there's one thing that I hate, it's feeling suffocated, especially as I'm running, and I find that the open back design kind of like alleviates that perfectly. Support level on this, once again, is going to be low to moderate support. Compression wise, also low to moderate compression. Definitely true to size, and if you're in between sizes, you could go either or depending on whether you want a little bit more support versus not. Next up is a top that you guys are obsessed with, and I haven't been able to review this until now because I was in Istanbul at the time that this launched, but this is going to be the SoftMotion Strappy mid vest in a size extra small. I'm wearing racing green, and it's just your basic tank top, guys. It's nothing special in this. There's no like magic sauce or anything, but it is definitely one of the more flattering tops that I own that have made me like spaghetti strap tops. Again, I've never been a fan of spaghetti strap tops at all, but I find that I gravitate to this top time and time again, despite my grievances with it. I have it in warm sand as well, size extra small. It is going to be just your typical like scoop neck vest. It is rather wide, which is why I went with extra small. I mean, I'm typically an extra small in tops anyway, but if there's going to be a wider neck, I'd size down to avoid any gaping and whatnot. I've definitely heard feedback from gals of all chest sizes about like their respective gaping issues with this top, which is why I always advise that if you typically gape in wider or square neck bras and tops, just go ahead and size down. But yeah, has these self fabric straps, which means that it has like an elastic built on the inside that allows for it to stretch, but also like keep its shape. And there is no adjustability as a result. And that is my biggest grievance with this freaking top. The straps are pretty tight after a while. I don't know if you guys can see here, but I'm already getting marks and like indents and whatnot from the strap digging into me. I feel like an adjustable strap is a given. It's feedback that I've already passed over to the team because I feel like with adjustable straps, this top would be unstoppable. The straps are stretchy, but you can even hear the snap back of it. If you have a larger chest, you'll have even more issues with it potentially digging in even more. And also as a result of it being stretched out like this in the back, depending, oh, literally right there. Whenever I raised my arms a little bit, the strap actually twisted on itself because it's also hitting like my shoulder bone too. Yeah, so it's constantly flipping back and forth like that, and that does get annoying after a while. Other than that, I really like this top. It comes with a built-in shelf bra with removable cup pads, and the shelf bra does go all the way around. Has a rather thick band as well, so it does keep me like held up. I feel supported, and once again, there is a seam running down the middle to separate the bra pads as well. I have a very, very short torso, and And what I find is that it actually hits like right over my belly button. For gals with longer torsos, this is more like right here for them maybe, but on me, it's the perfect mid-length top, and it sits right above my hip bones as well. Short torso gals, you're winning with this one, but there is a full length version as well. So I love the fact that we have multiple lengths and whatnot. Very stretchy. However, it definitely like molds and hugs your body. So this together as a set, I'm obsessed. Like this is something that I will easily wear to the gym and feel super confident in. In regards to the gaping in this, I'm getting a little bit of like bulging in the middle right there, but nothing crazy at all. If I were to size up to a size small, I would get less of this armpit situation. So another thing, if you were to size down, then there's less side boob coverage. I am definitely bulging out right there. However, I would sacrifice the gaping issue because I would definitely gape in a size small if an extra small is already doing that like little pocket right there. Yeah, otherwise though, support wise, it's going to be a low support. However, compression wise, I would say that it's a moderate to medium compression on me. Like I feel pretty held in. If we turn to the back, then we just have a low scoop back there with Oner embroidered in the center. Is it true to size? I would say for the most part, yes. If you're in between, it honestly just kind of depends on your anatomy, your chest. If you typically gape in wider neck sports bras and tops, maybe size down. But if you have a larger set chest and you're needing more coverage, maybe size up. It's honestly like a case by case situation, but for the most part, I would say that it does run true to size. Next up, we have the SoftMotion jacket. I have it in Glaucous blue, size extra small, and guys, so pretty. These two colors together, gorgeous. There have been a couple updates to this jacket, honestly, ever since the silent drop for SoftMotion, where we launched ash gray as well as true blue. The sleeve lengths are a little bit shorter, and then the wrist area is a little bit tighter as well. And now that I am a Whoop girly, I can confirm that even though the sleeve lengths are a little bit tighter, again, ever since the silent launch of ash gray and true blue, there haven't been any changes, that it still accommodates my Whoop just fine. There's no tightness or anything at all. So if you're worried about the wrist being too tight now and you're not able to wear your fitness tracker or whatever, you still can, no issues. Aside from the sleeve lengths and then tightness, there have been a couple of changes to the seams and whatnot as well. So I'll pop graphics up here for you guys to see. It just looks a lot cleaner, more elevated, more luxe. That doesn't really affect the fit or anything at all. It's literally just like a design change. Details about this jacket. Guys, this is my favorite jacket from Oner Active. We have the unified jacket, timeless jacket, and then SoftMotion. I love me some SoftMotion. And this is giving BBL, like 100% giving BBL. Let me just zip this up for you guys to see. Like you can kind of already see it snatching my waist up. Waist freaking wear. The tummy control right now is crazy, especially because of the pockets too. I love how the pockets are kind of like hidden in that side seam, so it's not super obvious or anything like that, but the pockets definitely add to the compression a little bit just because it's like multiple layers of fabric, but has a mock neck collar. If I were to zip it all the way up, it doesn't dig or anything. It definitely fits a little bit more snug on the neck compared to my unified and timeless jackets, but it's not like it's digging in or anything at all. And if I were to wear this up all the way, I don't think that I would get really uncomfortable wearing it. Princess seams running down the back, and then you have Oner embroidered in the top center. It makes the bum look insane, like just with how it snatches and whatnot. It's crazy. This definitely fits true to size. If you are in between sizes and you're wanting a BBL fit, size down. But if you're just wanting a brushed, super comfortable all day jacket and you don't necessarily care for it to be like crazy snatched, size up. But for me, my true size extra small is fitting like not super compressive. It's probably like a moderate compression on me. I just feel like the tummy control is there. It's hugging in all the right places. Nothing is loose, no excess fabric or anything at all. So definitely true to size. All right, guys, moving on to bottoms. First and foremost, we have the SoftMotion 6-inch shorts. I got velvet pink, racing green, and Glaucous blue all in the 6-inch shorts, size extra small. It has a double-lined waistband, very stretchy, very low compression. It's not doing any sort of tummy control, no nothing. Thigh seam at the bottom does not dig in at all. Sits very, very nicely. Now, this short does ride up over time. So if we do a couple of air squats here to show you guys, just 3 air squats, and that's where they ride up to. They pretty much ride up to like the thickest part of my thigh, but they don't go any higher than that. If we turn to the back, you have the Oner logo embroidered right there, as well as a tapered glute seam. The glute seam itself is a little bit shorter as well. I believe it's 4 inches, so it kind of gives you that like natural wedgie fit. Very, very flattering. And because this legging is so thin, it will show cellulite, so be aware of that if that's something that you are a little bit insecure about. Aside from that, this does, for me at least, it sits high rise on me. It is a mid-rise legging. So if you have a longer torso, it's not gonna go over your belly button like how it is on mine. My belly button is down here. So it's like about an inch higher than that, but I find that it fits perfectly high rise. I have a lot of trouble finding like true high rise leggings or mid-rise leggings at Oner, just because Effortless leggings, as an example, are ultra high rise. They sit like way up here and I always have to roll them down to sit at the smallest portion of my waist. With these, they already kind of naturally do that. Fits true to size for a low compression fit. If you're wanting it to be even more figure hugging, body molding, full for the size down, but just know that that does impact the opacity, the sheerness, and things like that, as well as potential camel toe, just because there's less fabric. With that being said, let's go ahead and do a couple of squat tests for these 3 colors. Next up, I have the Effortless shorts in warm sand, size extra small. This is at the top of my rib cage, which is just so crazy because Effortless on me does not fit like that anymore. It's a little bit lower. Regardless though, I would still categorize Effortless to be an ultra high rise fit because I'm constantly having to roll my waistband down, and with this, it's not gonna be any different. Like I would probably wear it somewhere like this, honestly, but I know that they're working on like a mid-rise Effortless. Really quick details about Effortless. 2-tier waistband, thicker ribbing at the top to snatch. Bottom ribbing is a little bit looser, very high compression. This is for the gals who want to be snatched. The body, however, is going to be a low compression. Like it really just molds to your body. Feels very, very naked. It has an embroidered logo on the right-hand side. And then of course you have the contour detailing on the side that curves all the way to the back as well. Most durable scrunch bum that I know of, period. And with Effortless, I would say that it runs pretty true to size. However, if in doubt or in between, or you want a more comfy fit, or you're worried about squat proofness, just go on and size up. You couldn't go wrong. But let's go ahead and do a squat test for this, as well as the 2 other colors that I have. And finally, the last bottoms that I have to share are going to be the coveted straight leg bottoms. I'm wearing warm sand in a size extra small regular length, and I'll pan the camera down here in a sec to show you guys. No new changes to this at all. It's the same straight leg that we know and love. Waistband is going to be similar to the shorts that I mentioned earlier, but it's going to be even less supportive because it honestly just kind of lays on you. Like, look at that stretch. That is insane. Double lined waistband, no front seam as we know, tapered glute seam in the back, Oner Active logo in the center right there, and then a shorter glute seam to sit right in between the cheeks. The flare starts pretty much like at your hamstring, right underneath your glutes, and I think that's why they are so flattering on the glutes and make your quads look so good as well. Like, I love these freaking pants to death. My only thing about them is that they do ride up very easily. After what, 3 squats, you already get bunching. If you're a gal with larger thighs or with a little bit of booty on you, then they definitely ride up. It creases underneath your glutes as well as your thighs. So as a result, the bottom of it rides up as well. Let me show you guys. So if they were like down here before, it's just a little bit higher now. Maybe it's not too obvious, but whenever I work out in them and I'm moving pretty excessively, it's a lot more obvious. So that's definitely something to be aware of. I believe short is 32 inches, regular is 34, and then tall is 37 inches. So measure from your crotch to the bottom of your foot to know what your inseam length is, AKA to know what inseam length to choose. I would advise that if you're in between, like let's say short to regular, go with regular, because once you walk around and whatnot, then it's gonna ride up. Hope that helps, but otherwise it is true to size or size down if in between. All right guys, last piece to go over. We have the Go-To Seamless Loose Short Sleeve Top. I'm wearing Racing Green size extra small. I typically would not choose a size extra small for this top because I like for my loose tops to be very, very loose. And this is very much giving fitted. Like the sleeves, it's not like they're hitting my armpit or anything like that, but it just feels a little bit restrictive even though it's loose. So I definitely like to size up to like a medium or a large even. If I had to choose between this and the classic lightweight tops as an example, like the oversized classic tops, I would choose this over those any day of the week for like a pump cover at least, just because it's so breathable, so billowy. It definitely feels a little bit more cooling to the touch and it's built for performance. So you're supposed to be sweating in it, you're supposed to be working out in it and whatnot. It has all of these like mesh breathable vents along the side as well as the back too. I like this fabric a lot. The Go-To Seamless Loose tops are going to be a different fabric composition than the fitted ones. The loose ones are going to be 100% nylon, which makes it just a little bit more, once again, like cooling to the touch, more billowy and flowy as well, versus fitted Go-To Seamless, which is a nylon elastane blend. So it definitely feels a little bit more powdery to the touch and is not nearly as billowy, however, still lightweight. So once again, with these tops, it's just a matter of preference for your sizing. This is what an extra small is looking like on me. And with that being said, that is going to be it for this video, you guys. It wasn't meant to be like super long and I wasn't supposed to go through all of these pieces in full detail because again, I've already done YouTube videos for all of this, but I really hope that this helps. I have a feeling that this collection is going to be a really big hitter, which is why I wanted to go ahead and do dedicated reviews for every single product. Like this launch is crazy big. It's full of pieces that we've been missing or restocks that we've been wanting for such a long time, whether it be across Unified, Effortless, SoftMotion, EasyLift, Mellow Soft, Classic, there's something for everybody. So if you like any of these colors, I feel like they would mix and match pretty well, at least for the neutrals and then for the brights, of course. This entire capsule launches on Tuesday, May 27th at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'll put the times up here once again. And if you'd like to support me and celebrate NALA with me, shopping via my link right down here and in the description, and then using code Tracy at checkout will save you money and support me too. Thank you so much in advance. If you do choose to support me, it means the absolute world and grants me such amazing opportunities at Oner that I wouldn't have had if it wasn't for your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me know if you have any questions. Follow me over on Instagram and TikTok for more daily content and then a Q&A as well. I always do Q&As, as you guys know, prior to the launch, and I will see you guys for a new video next week. So bye.